My name is Christopher Hecox, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Executive Director of the Jay and Susie Gogue Performing Arts Center here at Auburn University. On behalf of the university and everyone at the Gogue Center, I'd like to welcome you to the 2025 State of the City. And just like every other year, we're excited to be hosting this event. I have lived in Auburn now for over 8 years, and I have to tell you, it is a place like no other. You know, we talk a lot about the Auburn family, and I truly believe that as a name and an idea, it embraces not just the university, but the city and our community as a whole. The Gogue Center has been blessed to share a warm and collaborative relationship with the city of Auburn since our groundbreaking in 2017. And while that may not always be the case with performing arts organizations and city governments, here in Auburn, we could not ask for a better relationship. So, to the city of Auburn and to each of you here, thank you for all you do to nurture, support, and strengthen this remarkable community we are proud to call home. And very quickly, while I know Mayor Anders is going to take a look back at the great year that was, I'd like to take a moment to plug the great year ahead for the Gogue Center. Celebrity concerts, acclaimed dance companies, family series matinees, our outstanding K-12 school performance series, and of course, more Broadway, are all on their way to the Plains, and thanks in large part to the generosity and support we've received from the city of Auburn. We're bringing you spectacular new spaces where you'll experience the arts like never before. That's right, our long-awaited studio theater and revitalized Ham Amphitheater will open this year. Yes. Our 2025-2026 season officially begins 2 weeks from today. So if you haven't already secured your tickets for the season, be sure to stop by the box office after the address. Thank you again. We look forward to welcoming you back to the Gogue Center this season. And now, please join me in welcoming the Honorable Ron Anders, Mayor of Auburn.
Well, good evening. Thank you for taking time to be here. This is certainly a busy time of year for many of our families, and we're grateful to have you here tonight, and I look forward to sharing with you what's been going on in your city and what we have planned for the future. But we're certainly honored, Chris, to be here in the Gogue Performing Arts Center. What an appropriate place to talk about the great things that are going on in Auburn. Thank you for being here for the 7th Annual State of the City Address. 7 years ago, we welcomed this amazing arts and entertainment facility we gather in tonight, where thousands of residents have enjoyed the best in music, plays, dance, and events. Since then, we've seen the addition of the Wright Street parking deck, adding 350 parking spaces to the heart of downtown Auburn. We have fantastic new offerings in our Parks and Recreation, which includes an expanded Jan Dempsey Community Arts Center, Dennius Park, the Town Creek Inclusive Playground, additions to the Wire Road Soccer Complex, the new Lake Wilmore Recreation Center and multi-use athletic fields, and most recently, Ann Pearson Park. We've worked to improve connectivity, safety, and traffic flow in key areas of Auburn with improvements at Annaloo and East University Drives, Cox and Wire Road, North Dean Road and East University Drive, Opelika Road, South College and Sanford Avenue, and Will Buechner Parkway. Our community has faced times that have been both rewarding and challenging. But we've done what Auburn family always does. We persevere and we overcome those challenges together. Over and over, you've told us you feel like Auburn is a safe place to live. The men and women in Auburn Public Safety work hard every day toward that end. We're so thankful for how swiftly and effectively they work to respond to any challenge. Their work starts with training to ensure that they are ready to protect us and help us in our moments of need. Toward that end, work continues to make our Public Safety Training Center a resource for our region. In 2025, we have seen the addition of a burn building and a search and rescue maze simulator with a drafting pit yet to come. The training center has already been used by Auburn Public Safety and regional police and fire departments. I'm thankful to serve with a city council dedicated to giving our public safety departments the resources they need to serve Auburn with excellence. As in every area of our city operations, the Auburn Police Department is preparing for the future as Auburn grows, planning for a new Auburn Police Precinct for the south side of town to ensure that the city continues to provide optimized response times. They will continue their forward approach of leveraging top-of-the-line technology in new ways to supplement their capabilities and help make our officers as efficient, effective, and safe as possible. We've also seen Auburn Fire fundamentally upgrade its ability to care for our emergency medical needs. Because of their strategic locations throughout town, Auburn firefighters are usually the first to arrive on the scene of a medical call. In 2023, Auburn Fire became a licensed advanced life support provider, allowing their paramedics to provide a higher level of care as first responders. In addition to all firefighters being trained as EMTs, our fire force now includes 32 state licensed paramedics and 13 advanced EMTs. All firefighters who took on a new challenge and got back into the classroom to expand their skills and equip themselves to provide Auburn residents with an even higher level of service. Together with fully equipped trucks, Auburn firefighters are more skilled and prepared than ever to help when you need them most. Let's hear a little bit more about that from Fire Chief Matt Kane.
You know, I think the strength of any organization is being self-aware and understanding that you have strengths and you have weaknesses and knowing what those are. We knew what our strength was. We have exceptional customer service and we have very good people that work here. We quickly realized that just getting there and being there first didn't necessarily result in providing the best level of care. We could be there to comfort you, but we could not be there to fix you. We found that need to become an ALS agency, which was the advanced life support side. And what that allowed was we're able to bring in cardiac monitors, and we can provide IV therapy, give you fluids, give you medications. There's a lot of things we can do that's essentially bringing the ER out of the hospital and into your living room if we need it. If I'm calling 911 for my family or myself, I want this truck to show up. So this is a big deal for us. I'll get notes from family members a lot of someone that maybe has passed on or that has had a difficult medical, emergency. But the family members taking time to write me a letter for the fire department and just expressing the level of gratitude that they have for the service that they were shown, the care that was provided, the professionalism they noticed. That tells me that they're going above and beyond all the time. I'm very proud of what we've been able to do with our ALS program. I'm very proud of where it's going. And I can't say enough about the men and women that ride these trucks every day that provide that service. They really are top of the line. Having that foundation of leadership that was not afraid to do things we had never done before, I think keeping that mindset that we can't ever just sit still. We're always going to look to provide the best care possible for our citizens. I think that's the main thing that I want to take away from what we're doing here, is that we can continue a legacy of being able to grow where we are, and as the city grows, we'll grow along with it. But we'll also look for ways to make sure that when you dial 911, you're going to get the best possible care.
What an incredible group of people that work for our public safety. We should all, when you see these men and women out and about, I hope you'll stop and take time and tell them thank you. Thank you, Chief Kane, for sharing that story and leading the men and women of the Auburn Fire Department. As Auburn Fire expands its capabilities, demand continues to rise. They experienced the busiest call volume in history last year and performed more than 1,000 advanced life support interventions. Auburn Public Safety's work and dedication is truly touching lives across every corner of our community. A hallmark of Auburn is that we work together. Public safety is a great example of the wealth of partnerships that we share, from game day security to interagency law enforcement collaboration to emergency response in times of need. That spirit of cooperation is fundamental to the Auburn family. I could give an entire address on how our many partnerships with Auburn University are part of the strong fabric of our community. They're woven into our daily lives. The city collaborates with Auburn University officials and staff regularly on a myriad of issues. We talk closely about road and pedestrian projects, both on and around campus. We hear the student perspective on those projects during regular meetings with the Student Government Association. We work together for the good, not only of both organizations, but for the good of all of Auburn. The City of Auburn is a proud supporter of the Gogue Performing Arts Center and just across the street, the Jewell Museum. We look forward to the opening of the Bill and Carol Ham Amphitheater on the City of Auburn lawn and porch, which was made possible through financial support from the city. The Yarborough Tennis Center is a top-tier facility owned by the city in partnership with Auburn University. With over 6,300 youth and adults enrolled in classes since last October, this facility is alive with activity and fall registration is underway. The tennis center has had quite the year. In addition to hosting 14 tournaments, the center hosted the SEC Tennis Tournament in April and the NCAA Regionals in May. The following month, the center hosted its largest tournament of the year, the USTA Alabama State League 40s Championship, with over 730 players. All of that hard work, on and off the courts, was recognized in August when the USTA named the Yarborough Tennis Center one of the nation's top tennis facilities at the 2025 United States Open. Congratulations. The park, previously known as the Research Park, is a result of a partnership between the city's Industrial Development Board and Auburn University's Research and Technology Foundation, helping to guide industrial recruitment and align the city's economic development efforts and the university's research mission. It is home to the Auburn Medical Pavilion, a partnership with East Alabama Health. The freestanding emergency room located there has provided immediate health services in emergencies and offers a convenient location where Auburn residents can go for labs and outpatient procedures. We are grateful to have this facility in our city limits and for everything East Alabama Health is doing in and for our community. The Auburn University Regional Airport is a great example of the combined efforts of the university, the cities of Auburn and Opelika, and Lee County. I was proud to participate in the recent groundbreaking for the airport's new air traffic control tower, which includes funding secured by another great partner, Congressman Mike Rogers. Our state and federal elected delegations have truly been champions of Auburn and East Alabama. Tonight, we have officials here from our federal and state delegations. Thank you for being here, and thank you for all that you do for Auburn and for Alabama. Outside of links to the university, the city has great partnerships within our community. Auburn Opelika Tourism and the Auburn Chamber of Commerce are prime examples of long-standing relationships that benefit the whole. We collaborate on everything from supporting businesses and entrepreneurs to hosting tournaments at our many recreation facilities. These partnerships and projects are all examples of what we can accomplish together and the deep relationships fostered by a constant flow of communication. Of course, the most important partnership we have is with you, the Auburn family, both individually and collectively. Family, friends, and neighbors, employees and business owners, a place is meaningless without its people. Auburn's people are known for their friendliness. It's the people who live here that make Auburn easy to love, from our law enforcement to our business owners to the Auburn natives with deep roots and the newcomers who have come to study or to raise a family or enjoy their golden years. People want to come to Auburn because of the same reasons those who call Auburn don't want to leave. And while we aren't actively recruiting growth, we are actively shaping how growth impacts our community through strategic planning and thoughtful preparation. This is why so many of the projects we undertake are rooted in existing plans, from Renew Opelika Road to our Long-Range Comprehensive Plan 2030. Staff continually look at our future as they consider how to improve local zoning and as they consult our growth model to predict how Auburn will grow and where future city services, infrastructure, and amenities will be most needed. We also forecast growth by keeping an eye on the local housing market. With over 7,200 approved housing units possible in the market today, and this year, the City of Auburn approved 800 housing permits. Our economic development team continues to draw world-class industry to Auburn. Our industrial base includes 43 small to mid-size, technology-based, value-added manufacturing corporations currently employing more than 4,500 people in 4 industrial and technology parks and serving nearly 20 different market segments. Over the past year, we saw 8 company expansions and 2 new installations in Auburn, with a total investment of more than $480 million and more than 200 new and retained jobs. Auburn is truly the economic engine of Lee County and East Alabama. In 2025, we completed exciting new community projects, with one of the most recent being Ann Pearson Park, a beautiful new community resource along Shelton Mill Road. This nearly 50-acre park includes 2.5 miles of wooded trails, a new playground, a covered pavilion, restrooms, and beautiful open green space. Thank you again to the Auburn University Real Estate Foundation, the Georgia-Alabama Land Trust, Walt and Ginger Waltos, and Ann Pearson for the generosity and partnership that created this facility. On the other side of town, Lake Wilmore Park is a gift that keeps on giving. The Recreation Center opened early this year with a full suite of indoor and outdoor athletic facilities, a heated and covered pool, meeting space, fitness rooms, indoor concessions, and pickleball courts. But we're not done. Work is wrapping up on 4 additional turf fields that will accommodate a wide range of sports and 6 more covered pickleball courts, bringing the total number of pickleball courts in Auburn to 24. Those turf fields are already seeing use, providing a home for tackle and flag football as well as lacrosse. Investing in the quality of our parks and rec facilities allows us to host events that boost our economy and supports local athletes. Last year, we hosted 52 tournaments for team sports, including baseball, softball, basketball, soccer, tennis, gymnastics, kickball, and jiu-jitsu. These tournaments created millions in economic impact and utilized thousands of hotel room nights. I am proud of the work each city department does and the services and resources they work hard to provide to elevate your daily life, and last year was no exception. Many residents use the free resources offered by the Auburn Public Library to get homework help for their children, develop their business or technology skills through thousands of offered courses, or get seeds to start their own garden. With each year, our material circulation numbers increase, reflecting a healthy hub within the community that people rely on for information, education, and fellowship. Over the past year, we recovered more than 11 million pounds of recyclables. That's 346,000 pounds more than our goal. Thanks to you, our single-stream recycling program is more successful than ever. You also took advantage of our household hazardous waste collection days, disposing of hazardous materials safely for the health of our community. We collected more than 48 tons of chemicals with more than 1,000 participants in the event last year. And on Saturday, we will once again host Household Hazardous Waste Day at our facility on Wire Road, and we welcome Auburn residents to participate. Now let's go over what we can look forward to in the next year. As I mentioned before, we are always planning. One of the primary ways we turn those plans and your priorities as residents into action is through our biennial budgets. The Auburn City Council took a major step to chart the course for the next 2 years when it approved the fiscal year 26-27 budget last month. Our new budget includes exciting projects that will ensure Auburn remains an excellent place to live, work, and play for years to come. Among the most noticeable projects happening right now is the expansion of our Boykin Community Center campus. This exciting project includes a host of new services and amenities that expand the existing community center campus from Boykin Street to North Donahue Drive. The first ever branch location of the Auburn Public Library, Auburn's first splash pad, a cultural center, walking trails, green space with a reimagined recycling drop-off center just across the street. These investments are underway and are scheduled to open in late summer 26. The Boykin Community Center is home to so many important resources for our community, including daycares, a senior care center, a fitness center, and a gymnasium. It's also home to some of our most important partnerships, including the Auburn University Healthcare and Education Clinic, as well as the food pantry that was established by the city, the Food Bank of East Alabama, the Auburn Community Development Corporation, all affiliated with the Auburn Housing Authority. We are proud to be expanding this campus and to ensure it remains a vibrant community resource for generations to come. We are launching work on another exciting project next year, Richland Park. This much-needed facility will sit at the corner of Richland Road and Will Buechner Parkway. In 2026, we will complete the design of this multi-phase project, with Phase 1 bringing baseball and softball fields to West Auburn. The park will also include trails and a pond on a 125-acre site. But by far, the majority of our capital projects in the coming year will be focused on road maintenance and traffic infrastructure. In the next year, design work will begin to add turn lanes at North College Street and Drake Avenue to alleviate congestion at peak travel times. We will start work on a similar project at the intersection of North College Street and Shelton Mill Road, which will receive turn lane improvements. In 26, we will begin widening North Donahue Drive to 5 lanes from Shug Jordan Parkway to Sagahatchee Creek. The intersection of North Donahue and Shug Jordan will be reworked to include 2 through lanes in each direction and dual left turn lanes from both roads. Sidewalk improvements are also planned. Further north, this project will add turn lanes to support the extension of Yarborough Farms Boulevard that will lead to the new high school. The project also includes a 10-foot multi-use path on the west side of North Donahue and a 5-foot sidewalk on the east side. A later phase will include widening North Donahue from Sagahatchee Creek to Farmville Road and adding dedicated turn lanes to improve traffic flow. Finally, we're on track to begin designing improvements to the intersection of Opelika Road and Dean Road. Construction is expected to begin in 27 and includes major improvements from the intersection over the railroad crossing and all the way to Stage Road. In 26, we're putting $6 million into our annual resurfacing plan. This will be our second year putting more money than ever into that program to ensure road conditions meet our needs and your expectations in the years to come. We're also launching our citywide street assessment in the next year. This high-tech study measures every road in our city, compiling the data we need to pinpoint the areas that need more investment. We do this regularly to plan for future resurfacing schedules. Our goal is to protect and extend the life of public streets through careful planning while maintaining the high standards and reducing overall long-term cost. Our strategies to alleviate congestion focus on improving how well our roads and intersections handle traffic at peak times. We use the best data and technical expertise to make sure motorists spend the least amount of time possible getting to their destinations. We're undertaking another citywide comprehensive traffic study in 26. We're going to assess the major streets and intersections in our community, which will give us the data we need to update our comprehensive traffic plan and project future needs. This will provide crucial information to better coordinate signal timing along major corridors throughout the city. It will also collect crash data and congestion data to help inform future road improvements. The study will also collect data needed to better accommodate bicycle and pedestrian traffic throughout our community. We're taking congestion seriously, but one thing is always going to be true. Auburn people want to live here, and Auburn University is continuing to grow. We're working to accommodate the increased traffic that all of that brings. We will make every effort to improve traffic flow though with any growing dynamic city, there will be times and places where traffic can be a challenge. We're doing our best to optimize traffic flow. The possibilities of what kind of life you can lead in Auburn are endless, no matter what phase you're in. Auburn is a perfect place for launching. Just look at our nationally ranked city schools. It's also a perfect place for retirees and families to land. One of the things that draws those families is Auburn City Schools, with 14 school campuses across town and top rankings in our state. The caliber of young adults graduating from Auburn High School is exceptional. The 25 class included 9 merit finalists. 42 AP scholars, 6 United States Service Academy appointments, and more than $26 million in scholarships offered, among many other prestigious distinctions. There are more than 2,200 students currently enrolled in career tech courses, and last year there were over 500 credentials or certifications earned in over 15 program types. Auburn City Schools had a total of 9,369 students during the last school year. In January, the Board of Education approved the 2035 Facilities Master Plan, which is a 10-year plan addressing the size of the student body on the capacity of school facilities. The highlights of this plan include construction of a second high school, to be known as Plains High School. Also, renovations to the existing junior high school, a new middle school, and the reconstruction of Dean Road and Wrights Mill Road elementary schools. To support this plan, the Auburn City Council prioritizes funding for the school system because we know how important education is. It's tied to the very fabric of what sets Auburn apart. And one day, today's young minds will lead us forward and become an essential part of our economy and culture. Throughout Auburn, educational opportunities abound for our children, and families have more choice than ever of where to send their children to school. We are grateful for everything that the private schools contribute to our community and to Auburn's future as well. The City of Auburn and the City Council believe in investing in things that will make your life better. We believe in going above and beyond to make things in your life more seamless. Sometimes that means thinking outside the box. In July, we began testing an idea to make traffic flow downtown smoother for both vehicles and pedestrians. We implemented an X crossing pattern, which designates a time for pedestrians to cross at once in all directions and allows vehicles the ability to go on green without those turning right yielding to pedestrians. Multiple city departments came together to help residents make the switch to this new pattern, and our engineers continue to monitor data to determine the effectiveness of the X crossing and whether adjustments are needed. Some things we do aren't as amplified. Many city workers show up for their jobs and go about them quietly. One crew starts long before the sun rises to make sure both residents and visitors get to enjoy our beautiful downtown 7 days a week. Let's take a look at some of the work that they do.
So as the City of Auburn grows and changes, we want to make sure that one of the common threads that stays the same is the way that we care for this city and the way that we maintain it. We've got thousands of visitors that come to this city every day with the expectation that it look and feel and evoke the memories that they remember and that they love, and it gives them that sense of arrival, that they've come to a special place. And we've got a dedicated staff of men and women at the Public Works Department that do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
An event or either football season, parades, or what have you downtown takes a number of dedicated workers to keep the city, get it back where it should be, keep it clean. We normally come in between 3 and 4 in the morning. It takes us sometimes 3, 4, depending on how many people were down here, or 5 hours to get everything back in order. During a normal work week, we have 2 dedicated employees that are downtown 5 days a week, sometimes 6 and 7 days a week. I've had people to come from schools far away, and they would tell us how nice everything looks and how good of a job we do. And we get those kind of comments all the time. Well, it makes me feel good that they're impressed with what we do and how we keep the city looking. Yeah.
In Auburn, we take the ordinary and we make it extraordinary. As we look ahead, I'm reminded that some people spend a lifetime searching for the type of home we have here, a place where we hold both tradition and progress dear, a place where neighbors become family. Auburn is easy to love because of who we are together, and that's why the work the city staff does matters. They work hard to preserve what makes Auburn so special while preparing well for what lies ahead. We're not just building roads and parks. We're nurturing a community where life is full of meaning, friendship, and possibility. Thank you for being a part of this journey and for joining us for another State of the City address. On a personal note, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the recent loss of a member of the Auburn family, Dr. Julie Gogue Chanel. She was a retired teacher who poured her life's work into the preparation of young veterinarians. The more I learned about her, the more grateful I am. I was honored to attend her memorial, and I'm confident that her legacy will continue through the practices of her students and the memories of her inspiring work and contributions to Auburn. Our prayers continue to be with her family and loved ones with their loss. Dr. Chanel is a prime example of the type of people that make up the Auburn family, people who give of themselves to make Auburn remarkable. Now I'd like to introduce you to 5 other Auburn residents who are punching holes in the darkness. The great author Robert Louis Stevenson, when he was a child, his mom would put him to bed each night, and she noticed he was not going to bed. She went upstairs one night and peeked through the door, and his face was glued against the window, and she looked, and he was watching the lamplighter walk through the town, lighting the lamps at night. She asked Robert, she said, "Robert, we asked you to go to bed. Why aren't you going to bed?" And he says, "I'm watching this person." She said, "He's just lighting the lamps, lighting the lights, excuse me." He said, "No, Mom, he's punching holes in the darkness." Over the next few minutes, I'm going to introduce you to 5 people in our community who, while we're asleep, who quietly go about punching holes in the darkness to make Auburn the special place that we all love. When I call your name, I would ask that you come forward to the stage. You can come up either of the steps, and please remain on the stage until the end of the presentation. And for family and friends that are here, please wait till afterwards. We'll send them into the lobby, and you can take pictures at that time. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. This famous line from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet sets to declare that a name is just a word and doesn't describe or define the character of a person. Tonight we have mentioned many names, from parks, Ann Pearson, Dennius, community centers, Lake Wilmore, amphitheaters, Bill and Carol Ham, performing arts centers, Gogue, tennis centers, Yarborough. But what have we talked about the most tonight? Our roads and our streets. Yes, our streets, each identified by what? A name. South College, Woodfield, Donahue, Annaloo, Cox, Wire, Dean, Shug Jordan, Will Bickner. After a stellar career at Auburn University, a friend challenged our first lamplighter by inquiring, "What are you going to do now?" He had spent many of his work years involved in research and writing. He took the advice, or the challenge, to heart, and began by writing a history of his church, the Auburn Church of Christ. With that checked off, he took on a new project, a biography of Dr. Charles Carey, the father of Auburn veterinary medicine. These 2 projects demanded research of Auburn's early days. His appetite was now whetted. What he learned from his previous research was too compelling to not act on, and his love for Auburn was too great for him not to tell these stories. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of streets, 6 years, interviews, hours in Auburn University archives. This was primary sourced material. This wasn't a dry list of street names. It was described by a friend of his this way: "These street names are the story. The story of street names serves as a portal to the experiences of this city. Each street is a vignette of Auburn history." He tells all the stories of all the streets. Books are a heart thing, and he is all heart. He does this for his devotion for his hometown, but also to raise money to provide opportunities for Auburn's children. The proceeds support local children by providing their access to summer camps held on our campus. This allows these children to see more of the world and maybe dream bigger for their future. In the coming weeks, you will see him at the Pine Hill Cemetery tour. As one friend claims, he is our history evangelist. He will be there, hustling, serving, passionately providing the story of Auburn's history. Juliet strived to communicate to Romeo that his name didn't matter. All that mattered was their love for one another. Conversely, our first lamplighter has provided us a story behind every name, and every one of those names matters. They make Auburn the special city we call home. Our first lamplighter is Sam Hendricks. I recently read the following quote: "We should certainly count our blessings, but we should also make sure that our blessings count." Our next lamplighter has done just this. Our friend said that she carries the torch for underserved students in our area. In other words, she is working hard to ensure those young people are not left behind. Each day, up to 350 employees in 7 locations fall under her jurisdiction, all working for an owner and a business and a manager. Many believing they are present to gain a paycheck. The compensation takes care of a few bills, buys a few groceries, and maybe a little fun. What they also receive is instruction and discipline and a vision of what their future could be. Many of those employees are teenagers, still attending high school, some who have made good decisions, some bad decisions, some who have excellent work habits, and some who struggle to complete a task. But their boss is always carrying the torch. It's a torch of opportunity, a torch to light their future. For not only do they have a job, they are learning how to work and how to treat others. They're being held accountable. And for some, it's an opportunity for higher education. Each year, she awards a group of selected employees with scholarships, opportunities they've earned because of their efforts. Our next lamplighter believes that they deserve a shot at a brighter future. A passion for young people is not just centered in her business. It's literally all over Auburn. It's within her church. It's in the Lee County Youth Development Board. It's supporting the Food Bank of East Alabama. She served for 10 years on the Auburn City Schools Board of Education. It's her involvement in PACE, which includes planning for their annual gala that supports young people in our community and also allows her to participate in her favorite hobby, line dancing. And each Thanksgiving, if there's a family in need, she will provide a meal to that family who needs a little help, and it will include her world-famous cornbread. McDonald's has its golden arches, but under those arches, this owner carries her torch, brightly lit every day. Someone nearby needs instruction, encouragement, a job, and a path to a bright future. Our next lamplighter is Miss Dolly Marshall. Those of us from a certain generation recognize the names of Floyd and Gomer and Goober and Barney and Opie and Aunt Bee, each with a hard-to-forget personality, quirks, issues that were part of the recipe that made Mayberry a unique town. Fortunately, their leader was Sheriff Andy Taylor, who carried the unique ability to empathize with their plight. He put himself in their shoes and helped them navigate their journey. Our next lamplighter loved Andy Griffith, and now that I know that, I'm not surprised. He is our local Andy Taylor. Where in Auburn do you need a calm presence, a creative problem solver, an empathetic listener, an unflappable decision maker? In the emergency room, of course. a place of tension and anxiety and pressure. Lives are sometimes in the balance. Illness is always prevalent, depicted by people from all walks of life with all kinds of personal makeup. Our next lamplighter leads the group of nurses and doctors who find our citizens in their most difficult and painful state. He is a man and a doctor who has a unique gift to discern the situation and listen well to the patient. He is calm, so calm that one of his colleagues claims he never sweats. He guides these professionals that work under the highest of pressure. Pressure reveals character, and he gets a boatload of character from the staff. And like his own boat, which he likes to keep dry, he figures out how to manage through the chaos and lead his team. Just as Andy offered kind advice to Opie and Gomer and Barney and Floyd, our lamplighter deals with all that we bring him in the emergency room at East Alabama Health. And just like Andy, his staff and his patients know that he cares because he listens, he discerns, and he offers advice that means something. Thank goodness he is normally the smartest guy in the room. He doesn't showcase his intellect because he's too busy seeing about our ailments. In his heart, it's always about us. Our next lamplighter is Dr. Alan Moore. A Renaissance man, he's skilled and knowledgeable, has many pursuits such as the sciences or the physical fields or arts. A Renaissance man is normally curious, multidisciplined, driven, creative, and well-rounded. We have a person right here in our community that has compiled a roster of interest, accomplishments that are remarkable. Here are a list of the avocations of our next lamplighter. He is a baker, with his favorite recipes being yeast rolls, cinnamon rolls, cheesecakes, and chocolate pies. He is a gardener with particular interest in hydrangeas and camellias. He is a ham radio operator. This takes a license. You have to know Morse code. You have to also understand radio theory and electronics. He's an Auburn basketball supporter, a longtime Auburn basketball supporter and season ticket holder. And finally, music. It's his education, his vocation, his service to his community. He led his church as choir director for over 40 years, taught theory at Auburn University part-time, led the East Alabama Chorale for 6 years. A fellow local music legend says he raised the bar for local choirs. What an interesting group of hobbies, each one a proclivity of one single person. Even though the activities are very different, the investment and the purpose from tonight's next lamplighter is much the same. Baking, all those rolls and those pies and those cakes normally go to some nonprofit or some entity that is raising money to support their mission. Gardener, not only has he got a beautiful yard, but he invites others to come over and he teaches them how to grow hydrangeas and camellias to make their yard more beautiful. Ham radio operators normally can assist in times of emergency, but on a day-to-day basis, fellow operators form friendships where they share and they learn from one another. In Auburn basketball, the last decade has been a dream. And as a sidebar, thank you, Coach Pearl, for a great 11 years. And we look forward to supporting your son. But through the years, that scoreboard has not always been kind, but he's been there in his seat, having fellowship with those around him and encouraging the players and music. He has simply been a gift to this city. From children to students to church members to community volunteers, he has brought his technical knowledge as a composer, his passion for teaching and leading, and his conviction that we should give our best to the Lord. And he reminds us always in Psalm 33, you can shout joyfully, but you also have to play skillfully. Teaching, encouraging, sharing, inspiring. One person multiple platforms. A Renaissance man? Maybe. A blessing to a community? Absolutely. Our next lamplighter, Mr. Dale Peterson. New relationships normally point to their beginning through happy times, neighborhood gatherings, church activities. In Auburn, it could be a pregame tailgate, happy occasions. Tonight's final lamplighter starts new relationships around difficulty. Many times her introduction can be the final step before hope dims and support fades. She meets her students at their worst day. Frustration, anger, disrespect fill the souls of these young adults. But what might be their worst day is actually their best day. What they will soon discover is that they have an advocate that will not give up on their future, much less their present. You see her journey has not been a walk through a rose garden. She understands tough times and hard choices. She also knows these students can succeed and move past their current dilemma because she has. Hard conversations commence. Reality sets in. She digs in with her students. They know that she cares, and they know also that she demands. Accountability is implemented, but compassion and encouragement are also provided. A colleague says this: she will be their best life coach and fiercest advocate. She doesn't judge, she listens. She doesn't reprimand, she guides. Another fellow employee says this: she seeks nothing for herself, but instead pours her whole heart into serving others. A friend says this: she sees each student not for what they are now, but who they can become. The ISS program at Auburn High School is not a place of finality, but a place of new beginnings, where belief and love can overcome despair and powerlessness. This lamplighter is literally the light that points to a new pathway away from the dark roads of the past. Our final lamplighter is Miss Lillian Worley. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please ask you to rise and stand and give these people, these lamplighters, a standing ovation. Thank you for coming tonight. They will be out in the lobby soon to take pictures. Look, this is why Auburn's a great city. It's because people like this are doing hard work every day. Thank y'all for being difference makers in our community. It's an honor to recognize you tonight. I want to thank Cynthia and Allison and Sydney and David for helping me get ready for this event here tonight, and all of our staff in the city of Auburn who pitched in. I want to thank the Auburn High FFA for helping to greet tonight, certainly the Gogue Center for hosting us again, and I want to thank my friend Rachel. You were missed. Auburn is a great community. Our best days are ahead of us. I ask all of you that are here tonight to find your place in our community and give back and help us take this wonderful town into the future. Good night, God bless you, and thank you for being here.